You know what's strange? Most people associate intelligence with grades, credentials, or the ability to win a loud argument. But psychology tells a completely different story. True cognitive sophistication rarely announces itself in public. It operates quietly, privately, in the moments nobody else witnesses, where the mask of social performance is finally set aside. If you consistently do these 6 things when you are completely alone, your level of intelligence is far rarer than you have ever been told. Number 1. You sit with uncomfortable questions without forcing an answer. The average mind despises uncertainty. It rushes to conclusions and grabs the nearest explanation to feel safe. But a genuinely sharp mind operates as a calm observer, tolerating the discomfort of the unknown without demanding immediate resolution. When you sit alone, turning a difficult question over repeatedly, you are practicing epistemic patience, allowing the truth to surface at its own natural volume. This ability to resist the urge to fill the silence with a false narrative is one of the highest cognitive functions a human brain is capable of. Number 2, you mentally argue against your own beliefs. Most people spend their private mental energy reinforcing what they already think, replaying moments to prove they were right. But if you challenge your deeply held positions, you are using your mind as a tool for clarity rather than a shield for your ego. Psychology calls this active self-opposition, where you treat your beliefs as flexible mental models rather than fixed identities. This internal engine allows you to see the world as it is, not as you hope it would be, which is the foundation of all real intellectual power. Number 3. You notice patterns in your own emotional reactions. While anyone can feel an emotion, very few people study their emotions like that. If you find yourself alone, tracing a specific reaction back to its psychological root, you are moving from being a reactive participant to a precise observer. You understand that every emotional leak is an unconscious confession, revealing exactly what your inner structure is trying to protect. This private habit of metacognition is what separates a mind that is controlled by its environment from one that understands its own mechanics. Number 4, you restructure how you understand your past. Highly intelligent people regularly revisit old memories, not out of nostalgia, but to reinterpret them through a more developed lens. This cognitive flexibility means your mind is not just storing information, it is actively reorganizing your life's history into a clearer architecture. You stop blaming yourself for past confusion and start seeing the patterns of human behavior that you simply weren't trained to notice before. When you can look back and say, "Of course that happened," without bitterness, you have achieved a level of alignment with reality that most people never reach. Number 5. You are genuinely curious about things with no immediate benefit. Shallow curiosity is transactional. People learn only what helps them look impressive or earn status. But if you find yourself alone, diving deeply into a subject simply because it fascinates you, you are driven by a rare intrinsic intellectual engine. This search for meaning is a signal of high-functioning prefrontal cortex activity, where the brain seeks engagement rather than just external validation. Your mind isn't just looking for answers, it is exploring the strange, fascinating puzzle of human nature for the sake of understanding itself. Number 6. You edit your own thinking mid-thought. Most people commit to a mental direction and follow it to the end out of sheer habit, refusing to admit they might be wrong. But if you can catch yourself mid-thought, recognize a flaw in your reasoning, and voluntarily redirect without ego, you possess real-time intellectual agility. This shows you have the quiet power to observe your own performance while you're still engaged. It is the ability to self-correct while thinking, a capacity that formal education rarely teaches and that most people never develop. True intelligence has always lived in private. It is not the cleverness you display on social media or the mask you wear in a meeting room. It is the quiet, disciplined, often invisible work your mind does when no one is watching. When you stop reacting to the world and start observing it, you gain an unshakable clarity that emotional chaos cannot touch. If these 6 habits already live inside you, you don't need to explain yourself to the world or seek constant reassurance. You simply need to see clearly. Because in a world full of performance, the person who quietly understands has the real power.